And up. Good, looking good. Good morning, chat. Good morning, man. Welcome on in. You know what? Let's do my exclusive, my Monster Hunter channel. Let's do that. Boom. Okay, let's get that bad boy pinned at the top. Bloop. Nope. And let's do the same thing on Twitch. Pop out. Boom. Ruby over here real quick. All right. Let's get you my Monster Hunter channel. Bam. Boom. All right, let's go ahead and pin you at the top. Bloop. Still done. All right, there we go. That looks good. How we doing, chat? Good morning. Good morning. Oh, man. Oh, I'm excited, chat. We got some Monster Hunter news this morning. I woke up, I said, oh, we got to get on that. We got to get on that immediately. Let's get set it. So we just got some, bring this bad boy over here. We just had a live stream from the devs as well as the community managers. We're going to watch this shit together. It's going to be real good. I was skimming through it to see what we could look forward to. But basically, yeah, it's about an hour long. We're going to be watching all of this shit. And then we're going to be uploading it to my Monster Hunter channel, which I'm really excited about. Time to lock in, boys. This is our ticket out of the gacha space, man. This is our ticket out of the gacha space. See here. What's going on with my Wi-Fi? Come on, man. Hey, come on now. There it is. All right, let's go ahead and pull that up. All right, that looks good. We going back to the roots with this one? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm already sort of half foot out of the gacha space with PLE. Bro's been locked in on the hardcore grind. That's what's up, man. Okay, wait for a couple more people to come in here, I guess. Yeah, I'm really excited. I don't even know what the hell they really have in store for us with this this update. But dude, as I told y'all a while ago, I said once it gets to 3 months out, which we're less than 3 months out to this game's release, I'm about to lock the fuck in on Monster Hunter content. We are keeping true to that word and every meaning of the fucking word. All right, boys, we're locking in on Monster Hunter on the brand new channel, pumping content out left and right up until the release. And boys, I'm telling you right now, if it takes off, I am out of this motherfucking gacha space, bro. When I wake up and sunlight hurts my eye. Just one look at you, but and the world's all right with Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. Beatbox with the tier 3. Damn it. I remember Beatbox taking care of me that one day. Holy shit. Hi, Smack. Did you see new Echo web event for 2.0? I think a total of 39 new Echoes. Yeah, we'll be reacting to it later. I saw the Echo event, but didn't look at anything. I'll be checking it out. I mean, I guess I lied. No, I didn't see the web event. Like, I didn't go in there and see what it was, but I saw the news. I feel like you can milk Gacha forever as opposed to Monster Hunter. Well, you got to understand, Monster Hunter is like, obviously, first of all, it's a game that'll last like 5 years, 100%. But apart from the game Monster Hunter, it's not just about like locking all into Monster Hunter on the second channel. It's about using Monster Hunter as a catalyst for games that are of similar stature, right? We all the hardcore games, even Path of Exile, hell, even the Souls-like genre, like Monster Hunter will be the perfect opening game for those kind of games. And so that channel will be set up to go in and delve into that sphere. So that's why it's such an important like game for me to start off with on the second channel. You did me dirty when you deleted all your Wild Hearts videos. Yeah, I know, man. That's okay, buddy. We got your Monster Hunter itch. We'll come back with Monster Hunter Wilds. Okay, makes sense. Thanks for the explanation. Yeah. Okay. I'll be honest, chat. I'm just ready to lock in, bro. I'm fucking pumped. Damn. And I got to go pick my Cybertruck up today, too. Where is my... Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, chat. Go ahead and lock in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a video. Actually, this would be the first video on that channel, wouldn't it? I just thought about that. It would be the first video. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This might be your first time here at the new channel, Monster Hunter Wilds Jay Witty. We're going to be locking in on Monster Hunter Wilds and bringing all kinds of news, informative guides, as well as builds and various things pertaining to Monster Hunter Wilds. This channel will probably live and die by Monster Hunter Wilds, but ultimately, we're getting far ahead of ourselves. If that ever ends up happening, we'll delve into games similar to Monster Hunter. This is the first bit of news that I've seen where they're going to be updating us on need to know information prior to Monster Hunter Wilds release, which I believe is still in February. We're going to go over this and watch and skim through it, all the need to know, and then we'll make a video out of it. But yeah, welcome to the channel. All right, let's go ahead and get into a chat.
Charge complete.
The charge is complete. So I remember this is an hour and 23 minutes long. Okay, yeah, so it's not too bad.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Monster Hunter Wilds pre-launch community update. My name's Jono, EME Community Manager on Monster Hunter.
Hey everybody, I'm Joe. I'm the Capcom USA Community Manager on Monster Hunter.
And welcome to our broadcast.
And there's the legend, one of the legends right there.
Which, for the very first time, will be bilingual in English and Japanese, which is a brand new concept for us. So we hope you enjoy it. And you'll probably not be surprised to find out why we're having it in English and Japanese, because as you can see, we have two very special guests with us. We have Monster Hunter Wilds director Yuya Tokuda, as well as Patrick from Capcom Europe, who will be translating for us. Hello. It's great to have you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Now, Joe, we've introduced our esteemed guests. We've said hello, but why are we here today?
Yeah, today is...
Yes, the new channel's name is Final. It's final. Monster Hunter Wilds J Witty will be the new channel's name.
It's a really special stream. Again, we have some special guests here joining us, and we would like to share a sincere thank you to everybody out there who participated in the open beta test that we held at the end of October. And today we're going to be spending some time talking about how a lot of the feedback from that open beta has influenced the development of the main game. So just to kind of recap, the open beta was held with a couple of goals. The first, I think the most obvious one is we were able to give everybody a chance to play the game. It's a new hunting experience, new game, and it was great seeing everybody's responses. But the second part of that was really to test the different technology that's in the game, things like network load and game operation. So it was really great to see everybody's feedback and responses, but the team has really been working on the full game separately and making a lot of improvements and adjustments. And again, we just want to share thanks to everybody for sharing your feedback either through social media, our official survey, or through different places online. And while a lot of that feedback covered some known issues and things that we originally already planned to address in the final version of the game, a lot of the feedback actually covered some bugs and things that the team was not aware of or didn't intend to fix. So it was extremely helpful. And some of those fixes and adjustments are now prioritized for the final game, thanks to your feedback. And we're going to talk about a lot of that today. Jono, we actually had a round of previews go live recently, right? And that actually had some details that we're going to discuss today.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And the community response to that was fantastic. So if you have seen the previews, you will recognize some of the content in today's broadcast, but there is so much more. And on top of that as well, this stream is an opportunity for the development team to speak directly to you, to introduce even more and clarify what you may have seen in the previews as well. But please do keep in mind that this isn't fully comprehensive. There's even more adjustments to the final game beyond what you will see here today. And what is shown may not necessarily be final and is, of course, always subject to change. Now, obviously, now we've covered that. Let's talk about our guests. Obviously having director Yuya Tokura here is so much fun. And Patrick will be doing the Japanese to English, so you'll be hearing a lot of them both.
Bring back aerial insect glaive.
So Tokura-san, what would you like to say to
I'll be honest with you, I was completely fine with the insect glaive. That shit was banger.
everyone before we get stuck in?
はい、最初に所さんから自己紹介やコメントをお願いします。
はい、モンスターハンターワイルズディレクターの徳田優です、今日はこのような場を設けていただきありがとうございます。僕はモンスターハンター G から20年間、モンスターハンターを作り続けております。今日はよろしくお願いします。
Hello everyone, I'm Yuya Tokura, the director of Monster Hunter Wilds. It's really nice to be here with you guys today.
I'm going to be skipping what Yuya is saying and going straight to the translator going forward.
That's a good opportunity to speak to you directly. I've been working on the Monster Hunter series for 20 years now, ever since Monster Hunter G times. So yeah, good to get a chance to talk to you and let's have fun.
Amazing, yeah. But the open beta test was, honestly, it was the response was overwhelming. We saw just a huge variety of responses and feedback and just people enjoying it and also sharing, what they thought of it in a constructive way. So, Tokura-san, could you talk a little bit about what your initial impressions were seeing all the different reactions to the beta?
オープンベータテストの、ユーザー。
期間をしたんです。
Yeah, thank you very much, first of all, to all the many players around the world who took part in the beta. It was a very useful experience for us. You may have realized that the timeline was even earlier on this beta than the one we had from Monster Hunter World back in the day. It was about a month earlier before launch. The reason we had this one earlier was because of the addition of crossplay to Monster Hunter Wilds. That new system meant that we really wanted to make sure we had enough time to fix any issues that might have arisen with crossplay matchmaking on the servers. But fortunately, we were able to get through the open beta test without any significant hitches in that area.
また皆さんの楽しかった。
The beta test really wasn't that bad. I mean, I crashed a few times, but honestly, that was one of the better beta tests I've had an experience with in terms of like being able to play the fucking game without like, any insane kill your PC moments.
だったりだ。それがモチベーション。
Of course, it wasn't just about technical confirmation. It was also great to just see everyone's feedback, hearing all the players say how fun it was to play the game. And of course, your wishes and requests for things that you weren't enjoying quite as much about it. It was all such valuable feedback, and it's been great motivation for us to just finish the full game and make it even better. So thank you again for that.
Yeah, it really was a fantastic opportunity for everyone and for us to get
let's
Later,
get to it. Come on.
seen from press.
も公開されてると思うんですけど、徳田さんは
からですね、さんが、としてそもそもなレ
Yeah, that was a really great experience. We had journalists from all over the world come and join us in Osaka, and it was a real range of people in terms of Monster Hunter play experience. Some of them were veteran hunters like yourselves, some of them were more on the beginner side, and getting to see their positive preview impressions was really exciting for me, because not just in terms of getting the news out there about improvements that have been made since the open beta test in the version they played, but their take on the game as a whole. That was something that was really fun for me to see.
I'm really more so like they're still kind of like just like yapping right now. I'm really more so trying to see what changes were made. Which, to be honest with you, I don't think I need to sit here and listen to these guys yap. Let's go ahead and come over here. I was trying to see if they were going to say anything worth like listening to in terms of insight, but I think they're just yapping. We're going to go ahead and get into the juicy part, guys.
Version of the game, but it's a more up-to-date version than the one you would have played in the OBT. So let's take a look at that now.
Here we go. Okay. Sorry, I want to make sure I understood that last part. I think that was pretty important.
PlayStation 5, understand where the performance is at. I want you guys to just get your eyes on a gameplay video to understand where the performance is at. So I've prepared a video that's running on PlayStation 5 in prioritized performance mode. It's not the final version of the game, but it's a more up-to-date version than the one you would have played in the OBT. So let's take a look at that now.
Okay, so an up-to-date version of Monster Hunter Wilds, more up-to-date than the one we played in the CBT. Right here, this footage. I still feel like they could do, and maybe this is just me, but I still feel like they could do a better job with I guess the feel of the move. How do I explain that actually? I want to go back and watch that one more time. Actually, it's not the feel of the move. You know what? Monster Hunter is one of those games, more impact. I guess it's more impact. What I will say, Monster Hunter is one of those games when you watch it, it's hard to really grasp whether they succeeded successfully with move connection. It's hard to like watch that and know that they did it. But when you play it, you're like, oh, that feels good. But I know my personal experience with the closed beta, the move impact and move connection didn't feel as crisp as Monster Hunter Worlds did, in my personal opinion. When I was when you play Worlds, these classes, like the move connection is fucking like it's literally peak. I don't see that. I still don't see that right here. That one looked pretty good.
はい、このように、OBT の時よりも、綺麗なグラフィックで、60フレーム近くでプレイ。
Okay, so target performance values for the full version are as follows. So for PS5, they're doing 30 FPS at 4K, and then they're doing 60 FPS at 4K, as well as 1920, 1080. And this is prioritizing frame rate. So I wonder, okay, I guess we'll wait until they show PC off.
プレイできる状態になっています。
Yeah, hopefully that gave you an impression of how much better the game is looking already since the OBT. It's running at almost the target of 60 frames per second, so it's looking great, I think.
はい、改めまして目標としているスペックですけれども、PS5 の解像度優先モードでは、4K30fps で安定してプレイできることをターゲットにしています。
So as per the slide we have here, just to talk you through the target numbers that we have. On the PlayStation 5 in the prioritized graphics mode, we're running a rendered output of 4K with a targeted frame rate of 30 frames a second.
フレームレート優先モード
Do you guys think they'll have 120 FPS for PC?
では、レンダリング解像度は異なりますが、60fps で、遊べるようにターゲットしています。
And for prioritized frame rate, that brings the rendering resolution down, as you can see, but then the target frame rate gets to 60 frames a second.
You have a 4090?
OBT では目標のフレームレートに出ていなかった上にですね、フレームレート優先モードでは描画の不具合がありまして、髪の毛とか、羽毛のような表示の時に、ジャギーのようなものが発生するようになってまして、ちょっと綺麗じゃない状態になっておりました。先ほどご覧いただきましたように製品版の方ではフレームレート含めて改善していますので、ご安心ください。
So
if they can do crossplay with people playing with either 30 FPS or 60 FPS, then should have the 20 and 20 FPS
the
option.
target frame rate that we have here was not being achieved in the
4K
OBT
60 FPS
build,
is solid,
to be
though,
honest.
guys.
It was an earlier version that wasn't quite as optimized. And there were also some rendering issues with the graphics when using frame priority mode, the prioritized frame rate. A lot of players reported seeing jagged edges on elements such as hair and feathers, the more fine details. As you will have hopefully got an impression of in the video we just showed, this has been greatly improved in the full version, and the frame rate is also hitting close to that target of 60 frames a second.
はい、あと、PlayStation 5 Pro。
Oh, you're saying it's upscaled. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Now I'm picking up what you're putting down.
エンハンスド対応については、製品版発売時の
Yeah, it
デ
says
イ
it
ワン
right
パッチにて、対応を予定しています。
Look like dog shit is a bit of a stretch.
PlayStation 5 Pro でのゲームプレイは、グラフィック表現がより強化、を予
Do you know what dog shit? Are we talking about the same dog shit here?
定しておりまして、詳細については今後の情報をお待ちください。
Also, just one thing to confirm is that PlayStation 5 Pro enhanced support is incoming, and it'll be ready with the day one patch on release day of the title next year. That's going to enhance the graphics for PlayStation 5 Pro users, so please stay tuned for more details on that as we get closer to launch.
Hit us with the varies dependent on hardware and setting. They hit us with the varies.
はい、Xbox シリーズ X と、シリーズ S につきましても、PlayStation 5版と同様な、パフォーマンス向上に取り組んでいます。
Moving on then to Xbox, you can see here that on the Xbox Series X and Series S, we're aiming at similar improvements over the OBT compared to what I just described for the PlayStation 5 as per the slide.
新版でもご利用の環境設定によって変動はあります。
Varies dependent on hardware and setting. How do we not have a definitive answer for that right now? I'll be honest with you. That's a bit concerning. This close to the release date? Yeah, I don't know. Is that just me? Am I the only one tripping on that? This close to the release date, and they're talking about varies depending on hardware and setting. I mean, I get that, right? But I think they should have been able to give a pretty definitive answer on that one.
ますけれども、パフォーマンスの向上について、同様に取り組んでおりまして、OBT と同じスペックの機材であっても着実にフレームレートなど、向上しています。
Steam is of course a bit more complicated.
Varies for PC usually just means uncapped, but it does legitimately mean you can't know without knowing the PC.
Varies greatly depending on your own personal rig, your hardware, and the settings you have set up. But we are working on improving the performance of that too. And the frame rate and other performance you can expect from the same equipment you might have used in the OBT will be improved for the full version of the game. So please wait a little longer to get a chance to experience that.
Okay.
これは本当におとつい聞いた最新の情報なんですけれども、推奨スペックとしてご案内しているグラフィック、正確な情報が
This is actually something that I've literally just confirmed with the team yesterday or the day before, so it's very hot off the press news, but we're looking at hopefully lowering the level of the minimum recommended graphics board specs to allow more players with that level of hardware to play the game. The final details are still being worked on, so I can't share more today, but again, stay tuned to our official channels on our website, and we'll hopefully get more details about that out soon.
And to be honest, though, I'm completely fine with my 60 FPS 4K. I am. I'm totally fine with that. But the upscaling is, I guess that's like correct me if I'm wrong. Is like the budget 4K option.
That is really, really cool. I mean, Joe and I can both attest that following the OBT, performance was an important topic for the community across all platforms. So it's really, really cool to be able to share the performance and visual improvements for all versions and platforms of the game across the board. So thank you for that, Guda-san. One little question though, because we did see some members of the community.
Upscale usually uses AI to render high resolutions from a native one, usually 1080p. Okay, gotcha. Okay, if you have NVIDIA. Thank you.
Particularly on PC, concerned whether or not they had a powerful enough
It's
hardware
budget 4K.
or
The tech has come a
to
very long way
run the
recently,
game
though,
on
and it looks
PC.
great. Okay.
Especially seeing, out there's such a wide range of hardware amongst the gaming community.
To be honest,
is
though,
there
man,
anything the team are
graphics
thinking
for
of
me
or looking
in
at
these
doing
kind of
to
games,
help players on PC
not a big
determine
deal.
if
I don't
their
mind
rig
turning
will
my shit
run
down if I
on
have
something
to.
well?
チームユーザーはそれぞれのプレイヤーがさまざまな環境で遊んでいると思いますけれども、発売を確認
ですね、売買に知り、ベンチマークを決定しました。
The PC players on Steam really want to know before launch if their rig is going to be giving them the performance that they want. While we are, as I said, working to improve the performance greatly before launch, we're considering as well releasing a benchmark tool for Steam players, and that'll let you more directly check how your PC hardware is going to run the game. So that's something that's still in the works at the minute, and if that becomes finalized, again, we'll release further details on that in due course.
That would be incredibly helpful in terms of preparation for the game's release to avoid PC players fucking having a mental breakdown on when the game releases and it keeps crashing.
So stay tuned.
All right, yeah. So we'll await any further details on a potential benchmark tool. And overall, those were some really great updates on performance. But let's go ahead and transition to some of the gameplay specific adjustments to either weapon actions and the overall hunting experience. And I think both Jono and I know that one of the biggest topics and concerns from the community were changes to hit stop and the overall impact of weapons. And
Yes, let's get into that. That's exactly what I was looking at when you were showing that new footage, which is honestly is a bit concerning.
This was really something that we saw quite a bit of feedback on, looking for a little bit more punch to the different weapons. In our recent round of previews, we actually did confirm that there were some improvements made to this area. So Takuda-san, can you detail what these tweaks are?
はい、パフォーマンスに続けて武器の調整についてですけれども、多くのユーザーから、もう少しパンチが欲しい、手応えを感じたいっていうフィードバック。
Smack, are you gonna play Wilds? No, man. I'm just watching Monster Hunter Wilds on my Gacha channel, butchering my fucking sponsorship viewership buddy right now, for the fuck of it. Yeah, no, we're not gonna play it.
が寄せられていると思うんですけど、これに対してチームの方で予定している調整などについて教えてもらえますでしょうか。
はい、オープンベータテストでは、いわゆるヒットストップや、サウンドエフェクトが過去作に比べて弱いというご意見いただいております。これらについて OBT では一部対応が漏れていたものもあったんですけど、製品版では、多くの武器種類、特に大技とか決め技を中心に、攻撃の手応え。
Okay, what are we looking at here? Adjustment of hit stop / sound effects. Adjusting attacks to feel more weighty and impactful with a focus on big moves and finishers. Chat, did we literally not just say this earlier? I just said this shit earlier, man. This makes me happy. This makes me really happy because I'm telling you, that was my biggest worry for this game after playing the beta. I was like, oh no, it doesn't feel as good as World. It literally felt inferior. But if they can nail that is, I shit you not, I would go so far as to say that is 50% of the combat enjoyment. Because one of the biggest fulfillments of playing Monster Hunter in hunting games is landing moves because of combat knowledge and proper timing. Knowing when to, to do certain inputs to fill off that move because you understood that was a counter to the monster. Once you connect it, you want to feel the fucking move connect. You want to feel the weight of it. That's part of the reward. That's part of the dopamine. And so if they don't tackle that aspect of this game, then it's just the longevity, the shelf life of your combat experience is not going to be there. It's not going to hit. So they have to really hone in on this part, man. In my opinion. Okay, so that's huge. It's really fucking awesome that they are at least aware that people want to feel more weighty, more impactfulness, and they're focusing on the moves and finishers. Because I shit you not, this game lives and dies by this right here. Mitigation of friendly fire. First of all, this is fucking hilarious. Friendly fire had already been mitigated for most weapon types of the OBT. Guys, anybody who plays multiplayer in hunting games, Monster Hunter, you know how fucking cringe it is when you get friendly fired on, bro. You don't take any damage. For anybody who's a noob, it's not like you're going to die or anything. No, they just literally interrupt you while you're doing something important at an important moment in the fight. The full version, usually trolls do it intentionally. The full version will also include further mitigation of friendly fire for upswinging hammer attacks. Players will also be able to use the shockproof jewel to nullify damage reactions. Awesome. Wow. So you can put a jewel in. Ah, that's really cool. So you could put a jewel in to straight up ignore it. That's fucking hilarious.
答えをより感じていただけるような調整をしております。
Yeah, this is, what people refer to as hit stop. It's something that we were aware of with the OBT build. There were certain things we'd already taken care of, actually, and certain things that hadn't yet been done. So when it comes to making those weapons feel more...
Low-key waste of a slot? No, it's not. If you go into a multiplayer lobby where some guy's trolling the fuck out of you and you equip that slot, guess what? Problem solved. Okay, not a big deal.
And impactful in terms of hit stop and sound effects. We are planning to make further adjustments in the full version of the game in that area.
一つの例として、調整後の体験の新ため切りの動画をお持ちしましたのでご覧ください。
I've got a video here that we can show in a second, which shows you the true charged slash of the greatsword, and that's how it looks after these adjustments have been made to make these big moves and finishers feel more meaty. So let's show the video, please.
Fuck yeah. Let's look at it.
And see how that looks.
Hell yeah. Okay. So this is supposed to be more impactful, more weighted. This is what they've been working on in terms of what I was talking about. That sounds really good. And they've got some bass in those charges too that also sounds really good. But I'll be honest, I remember hearing the bass in the CBT. The bass of the weapon, the volume wise, sounds really good. But that connection there it felt now like Monster Hunter World's connection, which is good. Yes. See, the sound is so important to these moves. And that was a hell. Like, you felt like you sliced the shit out of somebody with that. Good. That sounds good. That sounds really good. Let me hear that one more time. Yes, bro. Fuck yeah. Do they have a previous example?
はい、
I wish they had a previous example just so we could see that and confirm it.
体験実は新ため切りダメージ量の方も、増やしてます。ダメージ量に限らずですけど、このヒットエフェクトだったりだとかヒットストップについてももろもろ調整を行って、向上しています。
So that move that we just saw, the true charge slash, has also actually had its damage output increased. But even for moves where I haven't changed the damage output, I've heard you guys on things like hit stop, on sound effects, how the moves feel to actually use. So those kind of adjustments are being made, not just on the greatsword. I use it as an example here because it's kind of easy to understand, but across the board on all weapon types.
Boys, y'all have no idea how happy this makes me feel, man. That makes me feel so happy.
はい、ヒットストップに関してはですね、モンスターハンターワールドをリリースした当初には、海外のユーザーを中心に、ヒットストップが強すぎるとか、重すぎるみたいなご意見をすごくいただいたんですけれども、今回モンスターハンターワイルズのオープンベータですと逆に弱いというご意見もたくさんいただきまして、受け入れられ
It was really interesting, actually, for me to receive this feedback on the beta. I'm thinking back to Monster Hunter World, which I also worked on. And back then, there was a lot of player feedback, especially outside Japan, where players felt that the game was actually too weighty.
What the bro, what are they? Oh, they must be gacha players. They must be playing the goddamn game with the anime girls where they're racing on fucking horses. What the fuck are they waffling about?
The animations were too slow, and that's completely the opposite of what we heard this time, where
nubs who clearly have never played Monster Hunter games. What the fuck are they waffling about?
people were saying the Wilds OPT, everything felt a bit too light and floaty and weaker. So I'm taking that as a positive, where I feel like in the years between Monster Hunter World coming out and Monster Hunter Wilds OPT, players around the world have gotten used to that meaty, weighty hit stop action that is kind of one of the hallmarks of Monster Hunter.
Yeah, that is such an important thing to establish. That is the hallmark of Monster Hunter. That is Monster Hunter. You don't change that. You don't change the foundation of the game because people who don't know how to play hunting games are saying, "Oh, it feels slow and clunky." Bro, that's how the game is, man. That's crazy.
So knowing that they've accepted that and they wanted it back based on the OBT is actually something that I think is really interesting, and also it's really nice for me to hear.
I want to make sure I'm expressing that message important without coming off as some like guy who's trying to like, because here's the thing. You're trying to expand the genre. You want it to go past the people who already love the genre for what it is, right? So I do understand that for new players to get involved, you definitely want to capture them as well. But what they don't understand is like, it's different from what you normally play because they are focusing more on rewarding you for the moves you're doing versus just pulling off moves for free. That's, I think, why it's one of the most beautifully mastered combat systems out there. It's because they understand that pulling off moves should have a price tag attached to it, right? And doing a move recklessly should have a punishment attached to it. That's why they feel weighty. That's why they feel clunky and impactful. Because that by design is going to enable you to appreciate what it is that you're actually doing.
No, that's really, really cool. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing those meaty chops and big bonks come February. And obviously, you know, we've spoken about how weapon interactions with monsters have been adjusted, but we're also looking at friendly fire and how that works, right? I understand that this was actually something as well that the team were looking into and considering before the open beta test went live.
Okay.
Any open?
I already read that. It's kind of self-explanatory.
Before even the OBT came out, we had our first playable globally at Gamescom earlier in the year. Then we had Tokyo Game Show. And the adjustments that we started to make for friendly fire were already present in those builds, even before the OBT started. As yet. So upswing attacks on the hammer in particular, I think we're causing a lot of people to be
fucking hammer trolls, man. Hammer trolls, fuck off, bro.
Drawn around the place. And that's something that we're looking to get into a better place and fix it up for the final game.
Fucking upswing on the hammer, man.
されました、ダメージリアクションもフォーカス力の干渉銃、といった装飾品も実装予定です。
And just to mention as well, something that wouldn't have applied during the OBT, but the shockproof jewel, which you might remember from recently Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, is going to be in the full game, and that will further help you nullify those damage reactions.
の調整後のハンマーの勝ち上げの動画も
So if we can please show that, then you should get an idea of how the hammer upswing looks after these adjustments have been made. So let's take a look.
Bro got straight up collabed, bro. Yeah, I'll be honest, dog. That's way better than sending the motherfucker way into the air. You know what I mean? Because like in World, that upswing will launch your ass in the air. Like you're going flying, bro. It's going to be a while for you to coming back down. And that's a lot of DPS loss. Whereas right here, just got knocked back. You just got knocked on the ground.
Yeah, the example is really great at kind of showing side by side the changes that have been made there. So, I think with friendly fire, this is one of those changes where there's a lot of different players that a lot of different types of players that it may impact. So, Takuda-san, can you talk a little bit more about the intention behind making this change?
Friendly fire. Yeah, I know what you mean, because friendly fire is one of those features I think some players enjoy, the bit of the chaos, and they might find it disappointing to hear that it's being reduced, but it's all part of my overall balancing sort of approach. So to take the Gunlance Wyvern Fire as an example, the range of that attack has actually been greatly expanded with Monster Hunter Wilds, and that meant that just the sheer range at which friendly fire could occur was kind of becoming something of a hindrance to having an effective multiplayer hunt.
こういう行動はルールを理解しているプレイヤー同士なら楽しく感じていただける要素にもなり得るんですけれども、クロスプレイだったり、急な増えている中、特にそういって
That kind of scrappy, chaotic feel that you get from friendly fire is something that players who understand it and they know how to avoid it or when it's going to happen, those people can have an understanding with each other and enjoy that. But we've now got crossplay, and we've got a wider range than ever of experience levels of hunters joining the game.
And that's just it's fucking annoying. Yeah, I mean, like, cool with friends, but you're not going to be playing with friends a lot of the time if you're just going on for some hunts with randoms and you're just sitting there trolling fucking randoms with that shit. It's annoying. It's fucking annoying, man. Is it funny too? Yeah, it's funny, but it's also annoying. So just taming it and not making it as annoying, sending somebody flying in the air for 4 seconds while a monster's toppled over, that's huge. Dude, 4 seconds of DPS on in a Monster Hunter game? Oh my god, bro.
And I wanted to avoid a scenario where this level of, extra range attacks causing friendly fire would mean that maybe less experienced players would end up knocking everyone around.
Sword players? Oh, long sword
players. Where it's
players.
still fun. Or they might get knocked around and not understand why it's happening and not find that enjoyable. And then they'd end up avoiding going online and playing multiplayer with other players. So it's really part of my intention to make sure that everyone can enjoy multiplayer together. And that meant making the decision on how to adjust friendly fire.
Of course.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's making it more beside these new players joining the community. And kind of moving on from that as well, something that actually Joe and I encountered ourselves and what we saw within the community and content creators was that during the open beta test, they felt that monsters move locations way more often than they expected.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, that was fucking annoying. Yeah, we were basically playing tag, bro. Yeah, I'll be honest, them monsters was fucking dipping off way too fast.
Was this intentional?
ジョノとジョーもご自身エリアあるだでしょうか。
はい、OBT ではですね、そのプログラムエリア移動。
The actual truth is that there was a bit of a bug or glitch in the open beta test build, which meant that monsters were moving between areas more frequently than we intended. So
I thought he was about to say, yeah, that was by design. I was about to say, well, that was horrible design.
The behavior you guys noticed
it was a
in
bug.
The open beta test build isn't something that was finally fully adjusted to where we wanted it to be.
Had to play solo for a lot of in-game hunts just to avoid friendly fire. Oh, absolutely. Glad they changed it, especially in older games where flinch-free and shock-proof wasn't a thing. It made stuff like S&S unplayable. Yep.
モンスターハンターワールドに近いような
Love from
移動
Japan.
頻
What
度
up,
にな
Preston
るように
said?
調整を入れています。
So yeah, we've worked on that since the open beta test build was created, and the final version should be more close in feeling to Monster Hunter World in terms of how often you feel the monsters are moving around.
Excellent.
Got it. Yeah. So even though that the amount of frequency that a monster might move locations has been toned down a little bit, sometimes a monster moving locations significantly is kind of like a way of expressing its personality. So are there still some situations where a monster might move significantly?
Be honest with you. Nah. Fuck that. Fuck that. We're not trying to chase a monster all over the map, bro.
エリア間の移動をする場合があると理解していいんですね。
もちろんモンスターがフィールドの中でどんどんこう移動。
Are these devs or just other CCs? The guy at the top, Yuya, he's one of the goats. There's one other dev that's missing. He's another GOAT. He's not here, but we got 2 community managers, a translator who's the guy below the actual developer, the bald guy, and yeah. So 1 dev, 2 community managers, 1 translator.
それを追い詰めていってハンティングするというのはモンスターハンターの、醍醐味の一つでもありますので、モンスターは移動していきます。
Yeah, that's right. It's one of the sort of key features of Monster Hunter is that you're chasing these monsters around these vast environments. So it's not like they're never going to move anywhere and you're just going to be stuck in one place to hunt them. You're still going to have that feeling of the chase where they move between different parts of the field as the hunt progresses.
またですね、
Fujimoto? Yeah, I believe so.
特に
He's the one that always pops up on the Nintendo Directs.
生態系の上位に属するようなモンスター、すごく強いモンスターはですね、ベースキャンプから離れた場所、フィールドの奥深くに巣を構えていることが多くあります。今回はフィールドが、広大になっているということもありまして、いろんな緩和処理は入れてるんですけれども、それでも瀕死移動などの際に、大きく移動するということがあります。
Dude, also this was such a massive, like, dude, the QOL that came into Monster Hunter Wilds was incredible. Eating on the spot, the pop-up camps, the fast travel.
Also, the maps
camps
are much bigger in this game than any previous Monster Hunter, and that means there's more turf to cover. And when it comes to things like the monsters who are at the top of the food chain in a particular
Gormagala?
map,
Fuck yeah, dude.
their nests or their home turf within the map can be pretty deep into the area, and it can be some distance to cover. So if you get them to a weakened state and they're doing the thing where they limp back to their nest to try and recover, that's still going to be an occasion where you're going to have some ground to cover in order to chase them and find them again.
そうした場合はですね、その狩りたいモンスターの生息域だったり移動ルートに合わせた場所に簡易キャンプを立てて、ファストトラベルなどを
Hey guys, if you're following the Twitch stream, I appreciate that. Make sure you guys, there's a pinned comment at the top of both chats. If you want to watch my Monster Hunter Wilds content, all of the content will be going on my Monster Hunter Wilds channel. It's pinned. It's the top comment right here. This bad boy right here. Okay, this is the channel. All you gotta do is click on this link. It'll take you to this channel right here. Okay, this is where all my Monster Hunter content is going to be, guys. Okay. Quick little plug in. We can get back to it here in just a bit. Hold on. Grandpa Smack did a little bit too much. Bloop. Okay.
使って先回りするような、使い方というのもすごく有効になります。
And I think what I'm going to do with this video right here, by the way, is we're just going to edit it up, get to all the important parts, you know, probably get it all the way down to about a 20-minute, 30-minute react, and then we'll upload it to that channel so everybody can watch it.
I would recommend when that happens in the full game that you can actually use the pop-up camp feature to its fullest. So if you're aware of where a particular monster's nest is going to be in the map, and if it's quite a distance from other areas, you can go ahead and sort of do a recce and scout it out and put a pop-up camp there in advance, so that when that monster starts to get weakened and try to return to its nest, you can fast travel to the pop-up camp. And
oh my God, that's incredible. So if you start to understand the path of the monsters, where they go, because every monster has a certain path that they go around a map. And every single one of them, once they're about to die and start limping, they all have a nest that they return to. And what he was essentially saying is, once you get acclimated with hunting these monsters and you know where their nest is, you can set a pop-up camp at the nest and just wait for them to show up to it. That's versus the older method. You just fucking follow them. You just chase the shit out of them, and they're always faster than you. Obviously, by nature, you got tiny human legs, and they got massive monster legs.
And get there quickly.
That's incredible, man.
So a little bit of planning, a little bit of prep, and it will pay off in the hunt, which is always handy. And
reward players who know. Exactly.
We've already covered a lot of juicy changes. We've been getting stuck straight in. So let's kind of move over to adjustments to something that's really important and helps really define a hunter's identity in game, and that we're all very passionate about our weapons. So we know many people are really interested in this.
Okay, I'm interested to hear what they have to say about the insect glaive. I never got around to making content on the insect glaive experience I had off stream because I went to Florida. It was really just bad timing. I went on vacation right when the CBT opened up. I played, but I didn't get to play on stream because I was out of town. But I saw a lot of people complaining about the insect glaive. There was some like clear problems with the insect glaive, but some of the things people were playing about was truly due to a lack of knowledge of how to play the class. I'm interested to see what they did though with all of the feedback that they received, because I learned a great deal about insect glaive off stream, and I never got to share the knowledge, unfortunately, with the community.
Takuda-san, in our recent previews, the team showed off some changes to the insect glaive.
Soon as I bring up insect glaive, first thing they talk about is that's crazy. That's actually wild, man. Holy shit.
But that's not the only weapon. Multiple weapons have received adjustments, but a few in particular, like the aforementioned insect glaive, have received the most attention, right?
Yeah.
That's
That's pre-watched? No, dude, it's just like, and I know you're joking, but like, that was the most talked about class. From what I was seeing when I was in Florida, I saw everybody was bitching about the insect glaive. And what they were bitching about in particular was trying to aim your goddamn, your bug while charging up. It was like impossible on a controller. Fucking impossible. You just had to do the old school shit where you're just like strafing left and right and trying to line up with the monster, because it was the same like button to aim. It was just horrible button control. And that one was objectively a bad input for aiming the insect glaive, the shooting the bug. But there were some other things that weren't so bad. Like their insect glaive had this ability where you can charge up the insect glaive to do this like ultimate ability while also dealing a combo. It's like a very classic fighting game tech, right? Like you're holding down circle, but with the same exact finger, your thumb, by the way, you're also pressing triangle while holding down circle. So one little finger is holding down circle while also pressing triangle. And honestly, it felt fine to me once you figured that out. But some people were like, oh, that's a problem. It's like, bro, did you ever play games growing up? That's not that big of a problem. But they're probably going to like remedy that, I imagine.
生についてですけれども、プレビューのインタビューなどで徳田さんは特に総中根などの武器がかなり OBT に比べて大きく調整が入っているというふうに言ってもらえますでしょうか。
だけに、
いや、
Oh shit, that was a quick
それらを
response.
中心に調整内容をご紹介できればと思います。
Yeah, the insect glaive is one of several weapons, such as the lance, the switch axe, and the sword and shield, which I think players will, if you played the OBT version and then you play the full game, you're going to notice maybe the biggest differences and feel like we've made the most adjustments to those weapons in particular.
The switch axe I did not fucking like, I'll be honest, but I didn't spend nowhere near as much time with it that I did with the insect glaive, the longsword, and the charge blade.
So we have made adjustments to all the weapons.
But the time I did spend with it, I was either just a dog shit fucking guy who couldn't just figure it out in this game, which by the way, I was solid with it in World, or it just fucking felt like ass.
So I'd like to take a chance to go through a few of those details with you.
はい、総中根についてはまずは動画を見ていただければと思います。
So if we can run the video we've prepared of the insect glaive, let's take a look at that first.
Okay, this is huge. Okay, let's see this. Wow. There you go, guys. If unless I'm jumping ahead of myself, it looks like they brought back aerial glaive. It looks like they brought it back. They brought it back. They fucking brought it back out the gate. Yeah, Henry, out the gate, brother. Holy shit. Dude, oh my God. And listen, I'll be honest with you. Is this an inferior DPS option? Yes, it is, right? It's an inferior DPS option. It doesn't matter. There were people in the community who enjoyed playing it. And so it should be there as an option for people to utilize, right? I just hope that we still have the method that you're supposed to play the insect glaive with. I hope this doesn't get in the way of my DPS, but it should still be there for people who want to use that option, and that's what matters. Not everyone is a mid-maxer. Some just like fun. And you know what? I said it when the CBT. I told everybody, I said, guys, that's the inferior DPS option anyway. It's not that big of a deal, but I also understand the fact of, hey, I just want to play that way. I get it. What the fuck was that? Holy shit! So that's the new charge. That's the new charge. They changed it up. A stamina charge attack. Well, they already had it. It feels more weighty. It feels more impactful. And I think it's got a bit more of a targeting mechanism to it. Right there. Boom, 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 boom. I think they changed that up. Okay, now is he going to go floating into the air after that? I'm probably going to show that next. That looks really good, man. They improved the impact of it. Oh, man. And what's crazy is it knocked the whole... Okay, that's crazy. It knocked the whole goddamn thing over. Look at that. It knocked the whole goddamn thing over. Does that mean it has some... Does it possibly have some topple strength? The impact feels and looks crazy good. I'm fucking happy. Guys, I'm a huge Insect Glaive player. I love it. I love the Insect Glaive. Now, Longsword's my number one, but like Insect Glaive is honestly, it's like match for match from a Longsword. So this is like, dude, this is eye pornography for me, man.
はい、このようにまず武闘跳躍が
Adding vaulting dance to strengthen aerial action. Players can combo into a variety of aerial actions. There it is. Aerial attack power increases by 2 levels each time you vault. They're making aerial glaive viable. Holy shit. Aerial attack power increases by 2 levels each time you vault. Is there a cap to that? What the f? Adding an offset effect at the beginning of descending slash. Adding an offset effect at the beginning of descending slash. Wait. I don't think they... Oh, yes. Wait, yeah, they did. They did. Oh, the offset effect. I think that what that means is like, boom, you jump back up in the air. I think that's what they mean by that. Orange extract effect now also negates knockback while weapon is drawn. What the fudge cake? Orange extract negates knockback. Wow. Offset should be a parry. Am I misunderstanding it? Adding an offset effect at the beginning of descending slash. I'm not sure about that one. I'll be honest. Red plus white plus orange extract effect now also mitigates wind pressure, tremors, and roars. Great. That was something that existed in World. I believe that already was in the Insect Glaive in World. Wind pressure, tremors, and roars. Once you got all three, yeah, that was. I can't believe that actually didn't have that in this one. That's crazy. But knockback while weapon is drawn. You know what? That might have been in World too. It's been so long, man.
追加されております。
That's right. Vaulting dance is back.
装置攻については
In the video, the arm hit and he countered it. That's why the charge attack seems so heavy. Ah, good fucking catch, Mystery. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize the thing hit me. You know what? I just want to be doubly sure on that one. I want to go back again. Let's see. Hold up. I see. You're right. Holy shit. There it is. I missed it. Oh my God. So that's what the offset effect means. That's what offset is. Oh, that's crazy. Hey, good catch, Mystery. Yeah, and the other guy who said, is it a parry?
が、追加されております。
That's right. Vaulting dance is back.
装置攻についてはゲーム図工や TGS の私有の段階で、特にこの装置攻使いの方々から、アイデンティ
They're giving me easy content, chat. I gotta lock in on that second channel. I gotta fucking go over all this for Insect Glaive.
とも言えるような、武闘跳躍を、ないことについてですね、非常に残念がる声というのをたくさんいただいてましたので、OBT では間に合わなかったんですけども、製品版の方では、武闘跳躍追加しております。
So this is something I was actually aware of even before the feedback from the open beta test, back at our Gamescom and Tokyo Game Show exhibitions of gameplay, we had our, insect glaive users, our bug rod mains,
Hell yeah, dude.
complaining that the vaulting dance was missing, and it's one of the iconic moves of that particular weapon. So yeah, I'm happy to confirm that vaulting dance makes its return in the full version of Monster Hunter Wilds.
Not only does it make its return, y'all are fucking making it better.
またですね、吸収切りの出始めのところに、相殺効果がついていたりだとか、エキスを取った時の、効果などが OBT から、追加で対応を行っていまして、これらによって、立ち回りの幅がすごく広がっています。
As you can see on the slide, we've got a few other adjustments being made. One of them is that the descending slash now has an offset effect added at the beginning of that move. And we also have additional effects happening with the different extracts that you have during the course of the action. So those are going to improve the feel of the insect glaive too.
So here's my question, and maybe Mystery, you remember, because descending slash is not the move that sounds like when you come down from when you're in the air, like, and you descend down on the monster. So I feel like, I don't know. I don't remember the exact wording of all the moves. Is descending slash the move we saw? I don't think it was it?
はい。です。その吸収切りのための部分の
It was? Okay.
操作っていうのが、押しづらいというご意見も
So that's an interesting name to call that descending slash. You are not descending with that move. What the fuck? Where'd they get the descending from? Okay. You're descending when you're coming down from the air, bro.
すごく多くいただいておりました。
Bro literally charges back and slashes like this. I'm like, where's the descending at?
Thing I wanted to cover additionally was that some players said that the controls for charging up the descending thrust were a little bit too difficult, or they felt tricky to operate in the heat of the hunt.
This is where, if we're talking about holding, this is where I disagree. Like, I shit you not, what are these fucking boomers? These fucking boomers, I swear, bro. Literally, I shit you not, chat. This is how you charge, right? This is how you charge. The circle button. You put your fucking thumb on it, and then you press triangle, bro. That's literally, it's not even that deep. It's like a literal skill issue, dog. You do this, and then once it's done charging, you let the fucking button go, and he does his combo. I couldn't believe people were complaining about that. Like, bro, have y'all never played fighting games? Just hold the circle down and press triangle with the same thumb, bro. Oh my God. I couldn't believe that. I was like, wow.
僕自身も押しづらいなと感じる部分もありましたので、何かでき
But to be completely honest, there should always be alternatives of button configuration. And I think that was the underlying issue. There should be button configuration options. If the people never did the claw technique on Dark Souls, and it shows, yeah, it's insane. But like, basically, there should always be button configuration options for the community. Like, and they didn't have any button configuration, which is problematic. Let people, here's what I say, and here's what I believe in. Let people fucking configure their controller the way they want to configure their controller. I think that should always be the best way to handle those type of things.
できないか検討や相談っていうのを進めていったんですけれども、慣れてくるとですね、この貯めることによる遊びの広がりっていうのも確かにあるなというふうにも感じていることから、あとそれを回収するコストとももろもろ天秤にかけていった結果、今回はその貯め操作に関しては残すことに、しました。
I took that feedback on board, and I tried out in the game myself, and I did somewhat agree that it could be tricky to pull that off right in the middle of things, but we always have to weigh up when we're going to make these kind of modifications to a weapon, what the implications are for its playstyle as a whole. We have to balance the idea of changing that with how it might play the way it is. So after many discussions with the team, I actually decided to keep this one the way it is.
Bro, Yuya, Tokuda, I am on your side. I am on your side, my friend. You have no idea. That is not something you need to change. That's something these fucking gamers need to step their goddamn skill up with, bro.
I think that it is one of the trickier things to pull off, but it's sort of a bit of a rewarding bit of depth to the gameplay of the Insect Glaive. If you can get used to that and learn when to use the charge, it can really deepen your play style. So,
bro, put them down so gently and elegantly. He put them down so gently and elegantly. He basically said in the most polite way possible, step your fucking game up, bro.
Well, that's something that we're not adjusting this time, although we did hear your voices on that.
And we did hear y'all, man. We heard y'all, but like, nah, bro, you just suck. Get better. Yeah, he said get better. He said, nah, we cool. Get good. Skill issue. Bro, man. I can spend 1 second pressing one button, but I can't spend 2 seconds to think of using my. Oh, I'm fucking dying laughing at that. That's really funny. Chad, I swear, you know, bro. If it was bad, I'd tell you it was bad. That was not something. The other thing, and I'm sure they're going to address it, that needs to be addressed. But this part, bro, holding down circle with the thumb and pressing triangle with the same fucking finger. Come on, guys. Y'all are killing me.
ですね、メディアプレビューツアーに、来られた、操縦痕使いのライターの方はですね、触っていただいて、最高の操縦痕になってるじゃないかとすごく喜んで、くれましたので、ぜひ製品版の方、お待ちいただければと思います。
Yeah, there was actually one journalist who was in Osaka for our preview last month, and they're an insect glaive main user, and they said that this is the best insect glaive ever in Monster Hunter history. So you can take that on board and look forward to the full version of the weapon in the final version of the game.
I mean, before y'all even went into y'all's discussion, chat as my witness, I was like, dude, I love the insect glaive. Once I figured it out and I realized what they did with it, I was like, oh my God, it's incredible. Because they also have the wyvern dive as well, where you come down and pop off, but you can like pinpoint it to when you're flying around and shit. You can wyvern dive on like wherever part of the body you want to, while also holding down that fucking circle button and going into a combo. Like they did, I swear, just people didn't really give the insect glaive enough time to master. But there is one problem I really hope they address. Because that was a problem. Unanimously agreed
It's
upon.
so great seeing Vaulting Dance back. I know that has been very, very highly requested from the community.
It probably is the next screen.
And I think there's a lot of people out there, including myself and members of the community, who doubted that it was something that could even be added back into the game. So it's so great to see it back and to see it in action. So moving on from the Insect Glaive, I know there's other weapons we want to touch on.
No. They didn't even fucking address the problem. No shot they didn't address that problem.
We mentioned in the previews that the Lance would be seeing some significant changes. So can you take...
Oh, no. Oh, no, chat. That's actually pretty bad. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Not addressing that one problem of the insect glaive is pretty bad. I don't know how to explain that to people who aren't playing the insect glaive. So chat, there's this ability with the insect glaive. You like aim it like a fucking gun, right? And then you shoot it at the monster and the bug penetrates through the monster. And as the bug is penetrating through the monster, it's picking up the extracts to give you your all your buffs. That move there is very important to getting all of your extracts at certain points of the fight. And it's literally the exact same button you have to press to aim around. It's like, I don't know how to explain that. You can't fucking aim. You're not aiming, not on the controller. There is no aiming on the controller with that button. And so you're aiming and you're just going left and right and trying to line up with the monster because you can't fucking literally like look around. It's so bad. And bro, they just glossed over it. That's crazy.
Take us through those.
If I remember correctly, you can toggle the aim smack. No, I'm telling you, man, the entire community, if you could toggle, it would have been addressed. But the entire community en masse that played Insect Glaive all agreed upon that was the most dog shit like experience to aiming it. You can't aim it. It's just strife left to right. You can aim it on your keyboard, but not on the controller.
プレビューの段階で確かにランスも大幅に調整を入れる予定になっているっていうふうに徳田さんがコメントしてたと思うんですけど、その詳細に
Did you used to have proper aiming in other Monster Hunter games? So what happened, and this is funny, so this is going to be interesting because Thunder, that is an excellent question. Sorry, I'm pausing. I just think this is important context. They upgraded the Insect Glaive in Wilds with this tech. They upgraded it. You couldn't even do that in the other game, in the previous titles, right? But the problem that came with it is, well, it's an upgrade, but it's also annoying to use because I can't look around, which means I essentially I cannot target aim. I just have to hope the monster lines up with me and I let that bitch go. So no, they didn't even have it in the previous titles. They added it in new, but it's just fucking annoying to use. It's almost like it's so annoying to use that you're just not going to use it. Does that make sense? That does sound annoying. It is. It's annoying. But at least they made an effort to try improve your ability to make the extracts. Because let's face it, the most annoying thing about Insect Glaive is getting the fucking extracts. It's micromanagement.
ついて教えてもらえますでしょうか。
はい。ランスは、多様なガードと、細やかな移動行動を駆使していて、過去シリーズよりもモンスターに張り付いていける選択肢を増やしたかったんですけれども、逆にそのモンスターの行動を見て待つ選択肢
Okay, so guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't give a shit about the lance, but we're gonna try and lock in here because I didn't even play the lance. Charge counter now allows guarding while charging. Damn, that actually sounds crazy. And can be chained into from any other move. That actually sounds crazy.
選択肢っていうのがなくなった結果、かえって行動の選択肢が狭まって、同じ行動を繰り返してしまうような、ちょっと単調なプレイにつながってしまう部分っていうのがありました。
Yeah, the lance was something where the effects of the adjustments we made were somewhat on the unintentional side. So I wanted to add a variety of different options for guarding and more fine footwork movement options. And the idea was to increase the tool set of things the players had available when they're using the lance.
Dude, it seems like they're just buffing the hell out of the lance.
But I think that the unintentional effect of that was that players weren't able to do the classic lance move of being able to wait it out and see what the monster is going to do next and then respond to that in kind. And I think that we ultimately ended up, unfortunately, narrowing the options available. And some players even went so far as to say that the lance action felt monotonous because ultimately, with the tools available, they still ended up repeating the same actions over and over again.
Okay.
大きな変更点としましては、過去作のカウンター好きを、ガード中のためカウンターとして、復活させました。
So in response to that, one thing that I've done is take the counter thrust move, which was a move that was available in past games with the lance, and sort of resurrected that in a new form as what we're now calling the charge counter. And that's something that you can use while guarding as well.
Guys, I'm full-blown admit vulnerable moment here. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about because I don't play Lance. I'm only playing this on the screen for my community Lance players, but I can't even give you any input on this weapon.
作りつつ、さらに大きなモンスターの攻撃に対しては、ガードからパワーガードの方に派生していって、受けた攻撃によってため段階が変わる、新アクションっていうのも、足していってますので、そうしたものも含めた反撃の選択肢というのを取れるように、しています。
So the addition of this move, as well as
good, trust
the
me,
other
and then
adjustments
right
that
after
we've
that,
made,
you're
some of
not
which you
missing
can
much.
see here, which includes a
duality.
new move that can be chained into from both Perfect Guard and Power Guard, means I think Lance players will appreciate the ability to read the monster's movements, and you can choose your counter attack style, and you can even do a Power Guard that will now charge even more quickly or to higher levels if you successfully defend
there's other
against
weapons besides
more
the
powerful
Insect
monster attacks. So
that's pretty much the mindset of all Monster Hunter players with their class in mind. Wait, there's another weapon other than the longsword? Wait, there's another weapon other than the charge blade?
that sort of wait, read, and counter style of the lance, I think is going to be getting much better than you might have experienced in the open beta.
その他混乱だったり暴発が起こりやすいような派生をなくしたりだとか、連携なるべくフォローしながらやれることの幅っていうのを広げる調整をしています。
Oh, speaking of which, though, there's a rumor we're supposed to be getting a new weapon class in Monster Hunter, which I'm super fucking stoked about. It's supposed to be man, I forget the name. Y'all know what I'm talking about because I'm pretty sure y'all kept up with it. You're supposed to be getting two, is it tongs? It's not gauntlets. No, it's tonfas. There we go. Tonfas. I said tongs. I'm wilding. Two tonfas. I think.
There's also another
which is
variety of adjustments that we've made to the lance. in conjunction with Mr. Fujioka, the
Click,
executive
clack.
director and art
Oh.
director, who, as you guys know, is a lance main, so he
They
takes
bring
the
it back.
lance
Tonfa's the word around the street is okay. Take that one loosely with a grain of salt. It hasn't been confirmed.
seriously. And I worked together with him on these. So I wanted to expand the range of what you can do based on past titles. That has included actually removing some moves that you tended to chain into only on accident, and it would kind of cause confusion and mess up your combos. So I've sort of refined the moveset a little bit in those ways, while at the same time speeding up the cancellation timing of guard dashes that are chained into during combos. So I think that these changes, if you trust me and Mr. Fujioka, are going to make the lads feel better than ever.
Oh, WoW still has unique weapons from killing each individual monster? Dude, that's the Monster Hunter way. Of course they will.
I've got a video for this too, so if we can run that, then you can see what I'm talking about.
Oh, that was smooth. Look at that counter right there. And he's charging up. Wow. Wow. So you really are charging while guarding. That's actually insane. So he's charging. While guarding. Still charging. And then counter. Wow. Bro, okay, I'll be honest. Lance looks better than I've ever seen it with this.
And that
Yeah, Lance looks way better than I've ever seen it with that kind of play style. That looks fucking fun because it's counterintuitive. I mean, not counterintuitive. Because it's counter-induced, not counterintuitive.
we have it. Lance getting straight to the point, as always. So hopefully our Lance mains out there, that has put a smile on your face. And for those of you that have never tried the weapon before, hopefully that's, sparked a bit of interest for you to go check it out come February. But now to move on from the Lance, let's talk about the Switch Axe with...
Oh, I need to see this. What have y'all done with this weapon? Because I don't know why. Again, I didn't spend a lot of time, so some of this could be ignorance, but man, I just didn't like how it felt.
Apparently has been made much stronger than it was in the open beta
Thank God.
test. To Kuda-san,
It's crazy seeing like how I had these experiences in the beta, and I had these like thoughts, but I wasn't like confident about them. I was just like, man, maybe it's just me. Maybe I suck. And it's so cool to know that these are affirmations that I wasn't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, this Switch Axe is ass. And they're like buffing the fuck out of it, man.
can you tell us a bit more about that, please?
次にランツから移してスラッシュアクスも OBT の
はい、スラッシュアックに関しては、その斧モードでゲージを貯めて、剣モードで、このモードでのちょっとためにくさみたい
Okay, let's take a look at this real quick. Various adjustments made so that switching to sword mode after building the axe mode gauge feels more satisfying. That was one of the problems. Switching between the modes felt so fucking ass and clunky. I was like, dude. And I just kept getting whipped by like monsters that were a joke. And it wasn't because the monster was hard. It was just because the class felt fucking confusing. Again, this is coming from somebody who played the shit out of Switch Axe in World as well. I fucking slaughtered a Latrian with it. I beat Fatalities with it. So it's like I know how to play Switch Axe, right? It's not like I didn't know how to play it. But in this game, I just didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
みたいなものを、多少緩和しつつ、剣モードでの攻撃を、ゲージ消費に見合ったような威力とか手応えに調整を行っています。
Parameter improvements. Yes, this shit had like that was a problem. It had like no hitboxes.
Yeah, so with the Switch Axe, of course, the basic loop of charging up the axe mode and then releasing in the sword mode is the same. That's kind of what people expect from the weapon. But
Yep.
I understand from feedback that some players thought it was too difficult to get the axe mode charged up.
It was.
And that was something that I wanted to alleviate. So that difficulty has been adjusted.
Dude, I straight up was sitting there just fucking. I'm like, bro, how's my shit not up yet, man? When's it coming up, bro? I'm trying to go morphin mode.
At the same time, the sword mode has been adjusted to be this feeling more powerful and more responsive to match that gauge consumption.
Yeah.
特にフルリリーススラッシュは、手応えも威力も、最終派生型に見合った性能に、向上させています。
One move in particular that should be feeling a lot better now is the full release slash. It's been improved both in terms of its power output and its feeling, and it just feels like a much more appropriate finisher move in terms of how great it feels to pull off.
Excellent, because that is literally why people play the switch axe.
またカウンター切りの
Knockback now negated when using your most powerful ability. Excellent. All right, let's see it. Let's see it. I want to see it. Are you going to show it off?
Rising slash in sword mode is something that's been made more usable, and I've also looked to shorten the animation lock period after using a focus strike with this weapon, so hopefully those things make it feel more usable.
Hell yeah.
はい、こちらも動画をご覧ください。
Let's see it.
I've got a video for this one too, so
Yes,
let's take a look.
sir. Yes, sir. We got to see the receipts. Oh, bro, why you get clapped? That's not a good look. Bro literally opened up getting clapped. Damn, bro is washed. Okay. Ooh, moves feel sound and feel good. Whoa, I didn't even know you could do that. Oh, another counter. Oh, I did not know you could do that. Oh, man, that's sick. I didn't even know you could do that. Oh, that looks good. Another counter. Oh, my God. Okay, I think from watching this, I think it was a skill issue on my side. I didn't know this class in Wilds was so, again, counter induced. Because that was another counter there, wasn't it? Even with the super. As soon as he hits, right. Oh, he ate through it. Because remember they said knockbacks are negated? Yeah, no. Cybot. Okay, so I guess I got to be more careful with the terms. It's not a counter, but he did use it in a counter sense because he has super armor, hyper armor. Yeah. At the same time, it's still a counter, though, if you think about it. It's just not literally a counter. But yeah. No, it's not your fault. It's my fault, Cybot. I'm the one using the terms incorrectly. It's actually very important that people understand that that's not a counter, because a counter means you're not taking any damage. It's just super armor. You can't get knocked back, and so you can use it like a counter, but as you can see up here at the top, we're still going to take damage. So it's not actually a legitimate counter. You just kind of like muscle through it. Take to get the shot in. Yeah, correct. And that's still huge.
Yeah, the changes to Switch Axe are looking really great. As somebody who really likes the new moveset in Monster Hunter Wilds, these tweaks just take it to the next level. So I'm really excited about.
I was playing that class all wrong. I didn't realize that it had an actual counter, and then now they added in that. Well, I guess I wouldn't play it wrong because they just added that in. But I didn't know it actually had a legitimate counter. I want to watch that one more time because that other one was a counter, correct? Watch it. Here we go. Bro got clapped. Here we go. Oh, wait. No, he still took damage. What the fuck? He still took damage? Okay, damn. So that one's also just a hyper armor thing. It could just be a block. It could be just a block, a guard counter, reduced damage. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you, chat. How do we feel about that? I think you shouldn't take any damage. Counter can still give you damage. You might be thinking of parrying. Like Lance. I feel like, yeah, parry, whatever. Fuck me, man. Damn terms. Okay. There's counter and then there's parry. Either way, I feel like we shouldn't take any damage right there. I guess get good. I guess get good with the Switch Axe, man. Okay, oh, let's watch that one again. Let's look at the health. Oh, okay, that bar barely moved. I think the earlier bar was because he had HP. Like, you know, in Monster Hunter, when you take HP, you still have your red bar and you can heal it. This is the real damage. You barely take any damage. It's almost non-existent. Look at this again. One more time. Look at that. Okay. So you barely take any damage. That one, you straight up took a whole hit. All right.
Yeah, the changes to Switch Axe are looking really great. As somebody who really likes the new moveset in Monster Hunter Wilds, these tweaks just take it to the next level. So I'm really excited about that. And
I think my problem, to be completely honest with you, with the community, man, is all the love to them, but they're just doing this PR thing. It's superficial. Like, give a real opinion, you know. I don't want to I'm a very honest guy, very blunt. If you knew, they're just doing this fucking PR shit. Like, bro, give a real opinion, man.
maybe I'll switch to the Switch Axe. Sorry. Well, next up we've got Sword and Shield. Jono, I know this is very near
Never
to
liked
your
Switch
heart,
X, but that looks cool.
as your main. Tokuda-san, can you take us through all of the tweaks here?
はい、次にご存知のようにジョノがメインに使っている武器でもある片手剣ですけど、こちらの調整についてはいかがでしょうか。
はい、まずですね、過去作とちょっと
Oh, Sword and Shield. Look at that.
ボタンは違うんですけれども、
Rising Slash can be used while guarding. Parameter improvements, okay, better hitboxes. That's what I take as a parameter improvement, honestly. Or like spacing when you're doing moves. To various attacks, especially normal attacks and Perfect Rush. Yeah, I think, okay, that's got to be hitbox, right? I think we can all agree that parameter improvement to attack means hitbox. Improved the responsiveness of the mobile chop and side slash combo, as well as guard slash and Perfect Rush. Improved evasion effectiveness of backstep and sliding. Chat, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I need to hear them yap about this stuff. I think I'd rather just see the footage.
How it looks.
That was smooth as butter. You see the strafing? You see the one of the things that's like a slick move with the SNS is the strafing while comboing. Say that one more time. He's moving, right? Strafe left, straight right. That was nice. That strafing is so important because as the monster's moving around, you're moving around while also still getting your slashes in. Good roll. Dude, those moves are feeling weighty and looking good. The connection feels crisp. They're fast too, really fast. Oh boy, okay, we ain't even got to the good shit yet. You're just warming up. Let's see the good shit. Let's see that Perfect Rush. I didn't even know I could do that. That's a new move. Bro just stabbed the sword into the ground? What the fuck? There's the Perfect Rush. Oh, that is so clean, bro. Oh, I fucking love that Perfect Rush. That's the best. That's the only way I know how to play SNS, boys. We play it for the Perfect Rush. That's it. And then you go to Perfect Rush into the goddamn Superman, bro. Into the Shoryuken. Yeah, so chat, and people who don't play Sword and Shield, those are two different moves. That's a Perfect Rush going into, I forgot the name of the other one, but it's they're both finishers. There's actually two play styles. You could spam Perfect Rush, or you could spam the move where he goes into the air for the fucking Shoryuken all the way down. So let me show y'all one more time. So when you see him leap back, this is the Perfect Rush. That's the start of the Perfect Rush when you leap back, right? Perfect Rush, Perfect Rush, Perfect Rush, Perfect Rush finisher into the Shoryuken right here. And then you come down. Bam. And you can literally loop that. You can loop that shit and do it all over again. Looks really fucking good. Looks really good.
Oh my goodness. To my fellow Sword and Shield enjoyers, we are truly eating good in Wilds. Those changes look delicious. What can I say? And for those that haven't tried Sword and Shield yet, here's a really good excuse to give it a go.
Yeah, looks really good.
But enough of me gushing about the Sword and Shield because I could do that for the next hour. there are other weapons too that have had some adjustments, maybe not as extensive as the four we've shown so far, but many have received tweaks. So, Tokuda-san, could you please take us through these at a broader level?
こちらの4つ全体
はい、先
Ooh, we got the bow, and then just it says other weapons. Okay, wait, what's the bow? Rebalancing the bow with increased attack power and responsiveness of moves such as normal attacks and arc shots, while toning down. I knew it. I was like, there's no way they're buffing the bow further. There's no fucking way. So it's a balancing while toning down the power of tracer shots. I think tracer shots is when you fucking, it's like you put a mark on the monster and then you keep hitting that damn mark, boom, 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 and then it just explodes. That shit probably too strong. Bow's always broken, man. Bow's always broken. Okay, when targeting a monster with focus strike, multiple wounds are now locked on to one by one with a brief delay in between rather than all at once. Hold up, let me read that one more time. Targeting a monster with focus strike, multiple wounds are now locked onto one by one with a brief delay in between rather than all at once. I don't get it's okay. Chat, help me out with this one. What the fuck do they mean by that? I'm not picking that one up. Multiple wounds are now locked onto one by one with a brief delay in between rather than all at once. Tracer shot power was worlds apart from most of other options. Yeah, it was. I'm not really, you know what? I'll let them cook because I don't know what they're saying right there.
先ほどの4つの武器も含めてになるんですが、まずその属性値だったりとか、スキルの効果
Instead of hitting them all at once, you can spread them out.
も踏まえたエンドコンテンツを見越した数値調整というのを、
Okay,
全部
I guess that would make
広
sense.
く、行っています。
You pop wounds one by one instead of three at once.
その過程で、意図したバランスになっていないものだったりとか、意図しない武器格差みたいなものが、生まれていた部分については調整を予
I'm not
定してい
getting
ます。
that. I'm not even gonna pretend like I know.
Yeah, as you said, all the weapons are receiving general wide-ranging adjustments to everything from their skills.
Hold up. General, I forgot to read down there. General wide-ranging adjustments to skills and elemental values to balance for full game content, including in-game. Okay, overall adjustments to hit detection and low damage output compared to past Monster Hunter titles.
Elemental values. I don't want there to be
Polish. In
unintentional
other words,
weapon
polish.
tiering happening. I want to balance the weapon lineup so that everything has a valid place.
Yes, good, and above all, too, polish is so important in Monster Hunter games.
And everything is a viable choice, not just for playing the full game when it comes out, but going through to completing the game and then moving on to the end game content. I know that these balance adjustments need to stand up for many, many hours of gameplay from you guys, and that's the intention with this overall balancing approach I have.
基本的には、各武器種が持つコンセプトとか触り心地が実現できているかっていうのを重要視した調整を行っていまして、強いものを下げるというよりはどちらかというと低いものを上げていきながら、武器種間の格差もできるだけなくしていくような、方向性で、調整しています。
And my general concept is that I want each weapon to feel true to its own unique concept, because each of them has a place in the lineup of 14 weapons. In order to do that, I don't want to lower the high values to make everything meet in the middle. I actually want to raise up the lower values to make the weapons that were feeling less powerful feel more viable and going toe-to-toe with the other weapons in the line. Feeling less powerful, I actually want to raise up. I don't want to lower the high values to make everything meet in the middle. I actually want to raise up the
That's good. That's good game design.
lower values
Yeah, you don't nerf the weapons. Just bring the other weapons up to speed.
to make the
Yeah.
other
主だった例として、けどそれとの集中弱点攻撃の方にダメージのソースが、かなり偏っていたんですけれども、その部分も、通常攻撃だったりだとか局者のようなものの威力を上げつつ、さらにそれらの行動のつながりだったりレスポンスとかを向上しています。
adjustment. I think that in the version that you guys would have played in the beta, the damage output was getting pretty biased towards.
This is the lesson Helldivers 2 devs should have taken. To be honest, Henry, there's a lot of devs that could take that lesson. A lot of devs. It's not, I wouldn't even just put that exclusively to Helldivers. I'd argue that a lot of games out there could fucking learn from that.
using the trace
Even ARPGs will fucking nerf a class instead of just making the other classes just as good.
shots
Gacha games, yep.
combined with the focus strike attacks. And this is something that I wanted to adjust. So again, as I said, rather than bringing those down, what I've done is bring up the normal shots and the arc shot power, make those attacks more viable, and at the same time, general responsiveness has been improved across the board for the bow, including transitions and chaining between different attacks. So that makes it feel like a more cohesive, true to the bow concept type weapon.
And now you have all of the tools in your arsenal to utilize, and they're meaningful. Yeah, good shit. And versus like, oh, never mind, these other tools, they just don't do what this one tool I have does. They just don't put out the value.
また集中弱点攻撃で、複数の傷だったりしるべの矢をまとめてロックオンして破壊することができたんですけども、傷については一つ一つロックオンする形に変更を行っています。
One more thing to mention is that as of the beta, the focus strike targeting capability was locking onto multiple wounds more or less simultaneously at the same time. And I've rebalanced this now so that whenever you try to lock on to multiple wounds, they'll lock on one at a time with a brief delay in between each one. So that's another balance adjustment that's been made here.
はい、ユーミに
I gotta see that one in game. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an idiot on that one. I gotta see it in
動
game.
画を用意しましたので、ご覧ください。
Let me listen to that again.
Delay in between each lock on to time was locking onto the focus strike targeting capability was locking onto multiple wounds more or less simultaneously at the same time.
Oh, I get what he's saying.
And I've rebalanced this now so that whenever you try to lock on to multiple wounds, they'll lock on one at a time with a brief delay in between each one. So
Okay, so that just gives you a better targeting experience. I get it now.
that's another balance adjustment that's been made
Okay,
here.
it's a better targeting experience for a bow user that's using focus strike. That makes sense.
はい、ユーミについても動画を用意しましたので、
Makes it easier
ご
for
覧
you
く
to
ださい。
target what you're trying to target.
And you can see that and more in this video. Let's run it.
Yep. I see. There it is. Oh, man. Oh, that looks good. Holy shit. Oh, man, dude. Bo is so fucking sick. Yeah, that's crazy, dog. Look at that. That's what they mean. That right there. Oh my God, Bo is so sick, man.
このようにですね、単なる下方修正にならないように、武器の魅力だったりユーザーの選択肢の幅が広がるようにことを意識しながら、全ての武器の調整を行っています。
Yeah, hopefully when you watch that, you get a sense of what I meant, which was I don't want to just bring the powerful aspects of weapons or the more powerful.
That's a good nerf. Not gonna lie, that shit felt strong as fuck. Wait, hold up. We go back. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, shit. You were able to instantaneously lock onto them at once, obviously saving you seconds of DPS. So before it would target every wound. Yeah. Oh, now I see. I didn't know. I'll be honest. I never even done this fucking move, so I don't know. Oh, so before it was just like ring bop. Holy fuck, they nerfed the shit out of that. But again, I think that makes perfect sense because that would just mean everybody would just keep doing this move into a charge and never use any of the other bow moves. Yeah, and knowing bow, it still won't matter. I like the build up now. Yeah, exactly. It will make the move more meaningful to utilize versus you just spamming that shit. Bow would just steal all the wounds. Yeah.
このようにですね、
Before you would just click it, but now you got to look for an opening. Yeah, but think about it. That's brain dead as fuck. So I would sure it's a nerf. I think it's a necessary nerf. Like now you got to actually play the fucking class. It's great.
単なる下方修正にならないように、武器の魅力だったりユーザーの選択肢の幅が広がるようにことを意識しながら、全ての武器の調整を行っています。
Yeah, hopefully when you watch that, you get a sense of what I meant, which was I don't want to just bring the powerful aspects of weapons or the more powerful weapons down to the same level. I want to make adjustments to each weapon to make every single weapon feel like a viable choice. And
I didn't even know you could do that.
In the lineup of weapons in Monster Hunter, and the players have lots to choose from, and everything has its place.
Yeah, I really love that philosophy behind all the balancing changes and the improvements. And I know one weapon that I think we would be remiss if we didn't bring up, and a lot of people are really passionate about, is the hunting horn. Could you talk about some of the changes that the hunting horn is receiving?
Oh yeah, I bet a lot of people want to hear about hunting horn.
狩猟笛は特に多くのユーザーからフィードバックがあった武器だと思うんですけど、こちらの最終的な仕様変更などはいかがでしょうか？
You think they made Charge Blade too complex, too much micromanagement? I'll be honest with you. I think Charge Blade's still fundamentally the same. If anything, they just enabled you to do. They actually made it more convenient because you can connect more combos. Like you could go into a SAED from a fucking damn it, dude, I can't remember all the terminologies. From my experience with Charge Blade in Monster Hunter Wilds, it literally felt improved upon. They just allowed you to do more of what Charge Blade does from other movesets, basically, without trying to remember all the fucking terminology. Charge Blade felt incredible. It felt great. I'll be honest. I had no complaints about Charge Blade.
そうですね、狩猟笛の基本的な、メカニクスというか、そういうものについては、
SAAD felt nerf, but Savage Axe definitely got better. Explain how it felt like a nerf. Genuinely, like I'm asking, like what part of the SAE felt like a nerf? Because it still was SAED. At least raw SAED from standing, because you got to do an AED before an AZED. So not having that option is a nerf. But here's the thing. You couldn't even do, I would say it's more of a balancing aspect, because you couldn't even do an AED into a SAED. You couldn't even do that before, like at all. It just wasn't a thing. And so like now you can combo that shit in. I'd say that's the better trade-off versus just SAED. No, I know before you could raw. I know that. I get that. But I'm saying being able to AED into a SAED wasn't even a thing beforehand, and now it is. And while you're in the middle of like setting up combos and doing your thing with the SAED, I would say that shit is a better alternative. But to be completely fair, having both options would be great. And you can still guard point. Yeah, you can still guard point. Yeah, that's true. So you guard point straight into SED. I will say, though, still having the option to straight up SED is definitely going to be better. I kind of agree that just in that you can't immediately go into full blast, only light play Charge Blade. No, so once I like establish my mindset on it, I think you should still have the option to immediately go into SED. I agree. I think that's fair. Having that as an option is great, but I actually really do like AED into SAED.
ユーザーさんも僕も含めて、結構気に入って、います。なんですけど、
Yeah, that's fair, Bright. That's fair.
けども、サブ武器としての性能というのがちょっと、強すぎる面がありましたので、そのあたりは手を加えようと思っています。
Hunting Horn is a weapon that I myself really enjoy playing, and I think we've heard from lots of players that they find it really fun. It's a very viable main weapon. So actually the adjustments that I want to make for Monster Hunter Wilds based on the beta were about how it felt a bit too strong as a sub-weapon.
OBT ではですね、攻撃力アップ、小の戦率効果までしかなかったので、そこまで問
It's a
題
good change. Now I got to relearn. To be honest, I think it's the same exact concept as Insect Glaive. They put Aerial Glaive back into Glaive because people love Aerial Glaive. They should put frame one SED. They should put it back in the game just for people to have that
題
option.
にならなかったんですけれども、製品版の方では攻撃力アップ大の戦列効果があったりだとか、あとそれらの効果の時間を長くするスキルなどもありましたので、サブ武器としてかなりちょっと強い面が、ありました。
It wasn't too bad in the OBT because being a limited slice of the gameplay, the melodies that were available for the hunting horn only actually went up to attack up S. But when you take that into the full game and you're going all the way
Yeah, the
up to
Savage
attack
Axe
up
was
L,
awesome.
It just meant that the melody effects were too overpowered and it just became too much of an obvious meta choice to have the hunting horn as a backup weapon.
Yeah, that's literally, I'll be honest with y'all, chat. That's all I did. I fucking grabbed my hunting horn and I immediately put my buffs on and then I put to my main weapon.
Because of how powerful the parameters were whenever you were buffing not just yourself but your whole party.
でですね、自分強化の戦率効果のパラメーターというのを速度のアップも含めて底上げしつつ、他の、プレイヤーへの戦率効果のパラメーターだったりだとか、狩猟などの調整を行っていって、サポート
So yeah, with a view to rebalancing that, what I've actually done is the melody effects when you strengthen yourself, when you buff yourself, have actually been increased, been made more powerful. But conversely, the effect on others has been decreased to rebalance its focus. The other thing that has changed is that when you change back from the hunting horn to the other weapon that you have with you, that's the amount of time that the melody effect was being applied and for an extended amount of time. That skill has been adjusted so that when you change back to your other weapon, it's not going to hang around for as long whenever you've got the buff applied to other players.
Oh no! No! Yeah, that shit was broken. That shit was broken, to be honest, man. Shit. Yeah, it makes sense. Basically, what they're saying is like, dude, everybody was abusing, giving themselves free 99 buffs. They've now essentially straight the fuck up. They nerfed it. And I can't complain. That's the thing with ideas, you know? Oh, guys, now you can use 2 weapons in a hunt. Well, I'm just going to use hunting horn and buff up my 1 weapon and still use 1 weapon. You know what I'm saying? So now it gives more incentivization for people to actually play the other fucking weapon.
So I think
everybody using hunting horn in their main, yeah.
But those balances still make it a valuable choice as a support weapon, but it just makes it less OP to use the community phrase.
Yeah, hopefully that's music to the ears of our duders out there, you know, putting respect on the weapon for those that main it.
Fuck no, that's not music to the ears.
And are proud of the,
you just gotta accept
the tunes they bring to the hunt. And kind of moving on from that a little bit and moving away from weapons. Well, actually, I say that we're moving further into weapons here. We've got some juicy details to go into. Earlier on in the stream, you mentioned to Guda-san in the final version that balance will be adjusted to take into the account the existence of skills that were not included in the open beta test. So that does mean that in Monster Hunter Wilds, the skill building system has changed a lot from what we know, right?
先ほどOBT に入ってなかったようなスキルの存在なども考慮して製品版の全コンテンツを通してバランスを、検討されているとのことでしたが、確かにワイルズでスキルの仕組み自体を大きく
They improve buffs on the horn itself, but nerf the effects when you swap to other weapons. Okay, you know what? That makes sense. Yeah, so essentially what you're saying is if you're using the hunting horn as an actual weapon to hunt monsters with, then you've actually just got buffed.
変わっていると思うんですけど、そちらについてちょっと詳細に説明してもらえますでしょうか。
はい、OBT を受けた、調整内容とちょっと話が、変わりますけれども、whoa,
we're looking at some trees here, boys. Trees look relatively the same. Okay.
インタビューなど以外ではちょっとこれまできちんと説明できていなかった部分でもありますので、ご紹介させていただきます。
Yeah, this is something that isn't strictly speaking a OBT feedback response, but it's something that I think I've mentioned a few times in interviews that have gone out with the previews, but I wanted to take the chance on today's stream just to kind of really make it clear exactly what the implications of this new system are. So Let's take a look at an example
Okay.
with this screenshot.
Okay.
今まではその防具のパーツに装備のスキルが、ついていましたけれども、特定の武器種にしか効果がないようなタイプのスキルが入っていると、その防具に合う武器種を選ぶしかなくなってしまったりだとか、切り合わせがしにくくなってしまうみたいなことが、発生している部分がありました。
So on previous titles, the place where you put equipment skills has always been the armor rather than the weapon, right? So that meant if you needed to equip skills that were sort of specific to a certain weapon or category of weapons, there was sort of an inevitability about certain skills and certain armor gear being the kind of only viable choice whenever you were going to go out with that particular weapon equipped, and that kind of limited, I think, the players' freedom to choose what exactly it was they wanted to wear.
今作ではメイン武器とサブ武器を切り替えられるようになっていますので、これまでの仕組み、スキルの仕組み。
Hold on. Holy, this is smart. Wait, what? I didn't pick it up. Hold on. What is smart?
Category. That
ました。
So on previous titles, the place where you put equipment skills has always been the armor rather than the weapon, right? So that meant if you needed to equip skills that were sort of specific to a certain weapon or category of weapons, there was sort of an inevitability about certain skills and certain armor gear being the kind of only viable choice whenever you were going to go out with that particular weapon equipped, and that kind of limited, I think, the players' freedom to choose what exactly it was they wanted to wear.
I mean, they haven't actually even said what they're going to do yet. He's just like leading up to saying what he's going to do.
今作ではメイン武器とサブ武器を切り替えられるように。
It means offensive weapon specific skills can be on the weapons themselves now, and you don't have to waste armor slots for weapon QOL. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
なっていますので、
Did they even say that yet?
これまでの仕
Like, I
組
didn't even hear him
み、ス
say
キルの
that
仕組みですと、武器を切り替えたときに、せっかくのスキルビルドが無駄になってしまう場面が、出てきます。なので、今作では例えば攻撃とかガード性能のような、武器に紐づくようなスキルは武器側に、つく形にして、例えば早食いのような、補助的なスキルについては防具側につけるような形に、変更しております。
The other implication of the fact that in Monster Hunter Wilds you can bring a main weapon and a sub weapon was that your carefully chosen skill build on your armor would be completely wasted and be for naught. Whenever you change weapon, suddenly all of those skills that you'd equipped on the armor might not be relevant depending on what the second weapon was. So
I feel like y'all pre-watched this part.
the system now has changed so that skills that are mostly tied to weapon functions such as attack boost and guard are now attached to the weapons themselves directly. And then other more supplementary skills such as speed eating are still attached to armor. And by separating out where the skills go, it means that your skill build will actually make a lot more sense even as you change weapons throughout the hunt.
Yeah, so like basically what the two guys in chat said. But like I said, I was right. They didn't even say that shit. Y'all just kind of like, y'all straight up said that shit. They did. I know they did. Nah, yeah, shit came out 4 hours ago. How would they say what hasn't even been said yet? They've definitely watched it, bro. The fuck you mean? Anyways, they just said what the guy typed like just now in real time. So yeah, basically take that speed sharpening for an example, or whatever the hell you put on a weapon. I'm trying to think of an example. Let's say charge blades, your fucking, what do you call? It makes your mode last longer when you charge up your charge blade. Let's say focus. There we go. Artillery. Yeah, both two good examples. Fine. Yeah, both of those are fantastic examples. You could put that on the weapon and still have other slots for your armor. Yeah, it's great. I get it now. It makes perfect sense. Things, capacity boost, another prime example, Tawny Tran. Capacity boost in increasing your shelling on the gun lance, right? Like, or even charge blade. You can put that shit on the weapon. That's beautiful.
Yeah, so this is a pretty significant change to
Horn
how
Maestro,
players are going to
another
be
one.
able to build their set.
I like how we're showing off our fucking Monster Hunter knowledge. Horn Maestro is a literal specific to the hunting horn.
And hopefully it'll result
your
in
toots
lots of
extended.
variety in terms of the different weapons people use and different armor sets. But one question I had is, what happens when weapons are upgraded? Do these skills disappear, or what happens with them?
Good point.
このシステムになって、例えば武器を強化して派生で新しい武器にしたときに、自分その入ってたスキルがなくなったりすることはあるのでしょうか？
はい。 いません。
Wasn't super clear how this system works, so it's a good chance to be very clear about it. Skills will never disappear from a weapon whenever you upgrade it within the same weapon tree.
今こう画面
Skills will never disappear. Damn. So how do you choose the skills? How are you choosing the skills? Because if they're no longer being slotted into armor, is there just like an array of options when you're choosing weapons and upgrading them? Or it's just like a couple of options pop up for what you want to put on the weapon? Because now that's the keep watching. Okay.
面に映っているのが、ホープブレード2で、砥石高速化のスキルが、ついているかと思います。
So as you can see here on this screenshot, the Hope Blade 2 in the equipment info panel, you can see that it's got the speed sharpening equipment
Yes, I
skill
see
on
it.
it.
I see it.
これを強化、したスライドに変えていただきますと、
When you upgrade that, it changes to a different weapon, and I think we have a second screenshot prepared, which we can switch to now.
I see. There it is. So there's now inherent skill values placed into the weapons. They have inherent skill values, which is going to be very important for crafting weapons. That's crazy. So then it's also going to go into what your craft. Damn, that's actually. Wasn't that in Wild Hearts? That wasn't Wild Hearts, wasn't it? Hold up. That was in Wild Hearts. You would build your weapon based off a tree line. Right? Tree line, you pick up this weapon because it has that perk. But better. Yeah, they improved upon it. Because the annoying thing about Wild Hearts is you would have to like get rid of certain fucking equipment skills. That's crazy. They straight up took Wild Hearts' idea and improved upon it. I love it. I fucking love it.
No?
ホープブレード3に強化した形になると、砥石高速化はのスキルはついたまま、見切りの、スキルが新たに
Holy shit, that's crazy. The fact that I have such extensive knowledge in this damn genre is actually insane. Guys, I don't think a lot of people know that they took this idea from Wild Hearts and improved upon it, bro.
追加されています。
So as you can see with this screenshot of the Hope Blade 3, the equipment skill speed sharpening has been retained, and we've got an additional skill called Critical Eye, which has been included with the upgraded weapon.
ですので、その、スキル自体はなくならずに、別のものがついたり強化されたりしていきながら、武器派生を、強化していくことができます。
So as you can see, the skills didn't reduce, and some can be added, and also the level of existing skills might be increased the more you upgrade the weapon within the tree.
So what's crazy though is like I am still wondering. He said the skills never go away. So when we get down into like the super fucking rare weapons, you're gonna have a lot of skills loaded onto that weapon because what you're gonna do is the same thing in Wild Hearts. You're going to be going down the tree and you're trying to draw a path to the end weapon you're going to pick up. And you're going to go, oh, that weapon has capacity boost. Ooh, that weapon has shell something, whatever. Like, ooh, that weapon has focus. I'm going to craft all those weapons into this final weapon and I'm going to have them all laid out for that weapon. Does that make sense? So you're essentially building a build on your weapon separate from the armor, which is crazy.
また後半の、派生の武器になるほどですね、武器の方にもスロットが空いていて、そこにこう装飾品を入れることによって、自分好みのこうスキルビルドを楽しむことも、可能になります。
Also, in addition to these built-in equipment skills that are baked into each level.
Now I wonder how big the tree is. I'm pretty sure it's your standard tree, right? You're going to go through it. You're going to end up on those white weapons and shit. It's fine.
Of the weapon, there are, of course, decoration slots. So the further you go down the weapon tree, the more decoration slots will open up on the weapon at the
Gonna be rocking my jogger's weapon all the way. No, you're not. No, that's not the way it works. You're gonna be taking the skill that was on your jogger's weapon all the way into the end game.
Higher levels, and that's gonna let you create your own skill build to your own liking and combine the pre-built ones with the ones you add later using decorations.
Yep.
I think that is really, really exciting. I mean, having the skills set this way means
slots on the weapons. Okay, so you can just put shit on your weapon. Then yes. So I've been trying my best to explain this to you guys. So right now he has critical eye and speed sharpening on the Hope Blade, which is right here, right? When he upgrades into this tree, you're going to take crit eye and speed sharpening. And now this weapon's going to have its own skill too. And you're going to have crit eye, speed sharpening, and whatever the fuck this weapon over here has. You're essentially building your end weapon with the weapons you've upgraded into it. That's how it works.
That, you know, as we mentioned earlier, that there's
this, and like I said, straight up derived from Wild Hearts. The problem with Wild Hearts, though, is you had a max amount of skills. You only could put, I think, 5 tops. And then you had to like eventually say, okay, I'm going to take this one off and put this one in because this is the better skill. But they're saying you just keep all your fucking skills you upgrade into the weapon. So there's like no cap, which is great. I feel like they might end up nerfing that because that sounds pretty broken right now. I think, I'll be honest, I actually think Wild Hearts had the more balanced aspect because it would basically say, oh, speed sharpening, get this shit off my weapon. I'm going to switch it out for this instead. Or the monsters might actually just kick your ass. No. Fuck no.
There's going to be far less instances of there being a particular weapon that is the best for, you know, multiple situations. And when you're building your sets, you know, your weapon will...
What he said is with slots, it sounds like you'd also add in your own skills to it. Well, I mean, that's just standard Monster Hunter, isn't it? Everything has slots that you put into it. Yeah, of course.
Directly contribute to that. And also...
That's the whole purpose of this. So you got your slots where you put all your, you know, your standard build stuff, crit eye 7 or whatever. And then you have your weapon that has its own separate build.
You know, you can switch between your weapons.
But yeah, when you get to the level, like the white weapons, they're going to have like level 3 jewel slot, level 2 jewel slot on top of the equipment skills.
You're in your armor set that you've kind of been meticulously building. So I'm really, really excited to see, 1, what the community discover, and 2, like how they use it. And, you know, I can't wait to see what the different sword and shields have as well. So that's really, really cool. And now, you know, let's move on a bit. Let's have a little chat about a few other things that we've seen in the beta and things like that. And there's one thing that kind of really stood out to Joe and I, and for anyone in the community who frequents the different Monster Hunter subreddits that are out there. And one of them was the most beautiful collage. It was a collage of many hunters using shielded weapons, pulling the biggest frowns as they guarded against the wrath of monsters, kind of like a kind of face. Now, you know, what's the situation with that? What's going on there, Takuda-san?
今、ジョノまで変顔してると思うんですけど、最後の質問タイムに入らせていただきます。多くのプレイヤーが気づいた仕様としては、肩を
Guys, I gotta go pick up my fucking Cybertruck, man, from it being wrapped. It's already time to go.
構えた時に、ハンターが若
We gotta
干
finish this.
変顔になり気味だったん
Damn,
で
it's
すけど、
12 o'clock already.
こ
Holy
ちらは意
shit.
図的な仕様なのか、修正されるものなのか教えてください。
はい、変顔にした
Okay, you know what, man? What else are we talking? Damn, they're just yapping the whole time?
かったわけじゃなくて、そこまで基盤
Yeah, thank you for your very demonstrative version of the face. My intention was to show that when someone grabs tight onto a shield to guard an attack, that they would sort of be, you know, grimacing or have an intensity to the expression, but the way it turned out wasn't really what I wanted it to be. So we're going to change that in the final game.
No. I want to make sure I acquired every bit of information. If they're just sitting here just talking about stuff, though, that I don't really have to be here for, then yeah.
More cool and intense.
Well, I'm a little bit sad that it's being changed because it was extremely funny. Totally understand that, you know, we want our hunters to be immersed in the world, and that's one of those things that might take you right out of it. So
I feel like they might be talking about fucking friendly fire.
I want to shift gears a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about multiplayer. We did hear some feedback from players that they were a little bit confused on the different ways to get into multiplayer and just you know, just weren't quite sure how to play with their friends easily. So
I thought it was pretty easy.
Can you touch just a little bit on
No, it's just gamers just being a little retarded. It wasn't that complicated. It really wasn't.
On multiplayer and matching up with friends and how that's going to work in the full game.
変顔がなくなること自体は個人的には少し寂しい思いもあるんですけど、確かに
Yeah, Bright's a
かっ
masterful
こいい顔
troll.
にしてもあるんだったら製品版を楽しみにしますということです。次の質問になりますが、オープンベータで多くのプレイヤーから上がりが非常にや in the open beta. So firstly, in the full game, there will be multiplayer features that weren't included in the open beta test, which I think will make it easier to get together with just the people you want to play with. So One of those will be private lobbies, which, as the name implies, they'll have a lobby ID, and only those people who you've shared the ID with can join in.
I feel like this is, I don't care about this. This is like,
No,
this it's so
out of
intuitive
like-
when you launch the game. You'll figure out how to play with people.
発信していく予定
That I think maybe didn't really, players didn't have a chance to really fully understand them, given the fact that the OBT was such a limited slice of the game. And what I'm talking about is the link parties, and also in particular the environmental link feature. These are designed for the full game, where across multiple different maps, each of which has varying weather conditions across different phases.
Yep.
If you imagine getting online, you and Jono and Joe want to play together with me, and we're all in different areas.
Still talking about multiplayer.
More
Really cool to hear that, you'll be able to have a lot more control over the multiplayer squad for our community. And obviously, talking about multiplayer level, the biggest it's ever been, with 100 player lobbies.
Yeah, 100 player
We're all
lobbies
going to
is
be
crazy.
able to have, and that we had in the OBT. If someone's being a bit cheeky, they can, spam in stickers and excitement and relaxed public multiplayer in there going.
のプレイヤーがどうステッカーになって対策を。
特定リンクパー
So we're going to adjust how the chat channels work whenever you do something like start.
All right, it's still multiplayer.
for the different HUD display to have it bigger, to adjust it whether you're sitting at a TV or you're sitting at a desk. But even with that, I think there are additional areas where that could be improved. So what are our plans in the full game to adjust the HUD even further?
ハードの表示について
I don't care about these questions. I'll be honest, chat. Y'all, maybe y'all do. I personally
にな
don't
ってい
give
ま
a
す
fuck.
ので
clearly be when adjustments separate those two considerations.
All right. Yeah. Well, we'll have to stay tuned for the future for any news. We have covered so much today. I think this has been quite a long stream already. Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you'd like to discuss before we wrap things up?
What the fuck did I want to discuss? Is there anything I wanted to hear about? Damn, can't even think.
今日は結構長時間にかけて
There
い
was something I
ろん
wanted
な
to hear.
詳
It
細
left
に
my
ついて
brain.
教えてもらえたのですごく良かったですが、逆に徳田さんの方から information, but I want to have the chance to clarify and maybe make up for a misstatement I might have made during some of the press interviews that we had about the game. So
Okay.
that's something I'd
beta. Yeah,
like
that's
to
right. Is there
discuss.
another beta coming? That's what I wanted to hear.
サポートハンターが傷を壊さないオプションがあるというふうに言ってしまったんですけど、そちらはデーワには入らない形になります。
I think in at least one interview, I said that there would be an option in the game where you could set it so that the support hunters who can join you via the SOS flare would not go and break wounds for you, that they'd leave that for you. And that's something that actually won't be in the game on day one.
発売日の仕様としては、プレイヤーが傷をつけてからしばらくの間、壊さないんですけど、一般、
That if you inflict a wound, but you, for whatever reason, you're not really proactively breaking that wound with your own focus strike, and a certain amount of time passes, maybe a minute or more passes, and you still haven't gone for it, that's the point at which the support hunters will start to look to use a focus strike to break the wound for you.
Good skill issue for super like new like hunters. I think that's great. Now where's the beta?
I think
Come on.
that's something how often they might try and mount a monster with
Is there a beta
で
even
は
announcement?
発売日はでき
letting players specify which NPC support hunters can join them and which ones they don't want to join them. So
ちょっと便利になってます。
relatedly, one additional feature I wanted to confirm was when you use the signal, this sort of ping that you activate through the menus, the palicos and the support hunters will come to your side during a hunt. So that's just a little quality of life feature that we've
Yeah.
added.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Oh, that's really, really cool. And yeah, thank you for the little tidbits of information there. We really appreciate it, Takura-san. And with that, I think we were kind of coming to the end of our pre-launch community
Beta. Come on, beta.
update. So we hope you've all enjoyed it. Joe, anything you want to say before we pass over to Takura-san and Patrick?
Beta.
Yeah. I just want to thank everybody out there for sharing their feedback. I know we say a lot that we are listening, and hopefully you guys feel that way after seeing all the updates here. And definitely want to take the chance to thank Takura-san for joining us. This is been super informative, and I know you're super busy, and the team is extremely busy getting the game ready for launch. So we very much appreciate it, and I'd like to toss it over to you for any closing remarks here.
Beta.
今日は非常に珍しい発売になります。最後に
くれた、
managers. Firstly, let me take the chance to thank you guys, Jono and Joe, the community managers, as well as Patrick. It's always slightly weird to refer to yourself when you're translating, but let me go with it. Thank you for your support in setting up this opportunity today.
イギリスとアメリカ、日本と、3拠点で時差も大きい中、すごく大変な作業だと思っていますが、ありがとうございました。
Yeah, we're working across 3 time zones here. So I'm in Tokuda-san, that is in Japan. Jono and Patrick are in the UK, and Joe is in the US. So it's difficult to coordinate across so many time zones. So thank you for your work on
I
that.
understand that. Trust me.
また改めまして、OBT に、製品のクオリティますしています。
Just another, to repeat my previous sentiments, thank you so much to all the players who took part in the OBT. It's such a valuable opportunity for us to get your feedback and hear your voices, and we've taken that back to the team. It's become great motivation for them to keep working on the game's quality as we reach the final stages of development. And from what I've seen, they're doing great things, and there's some really great eye-opening stuff happening with the game, and we're continuing to work on that. So again, thank you for the opportunity to implement your feedback in the game.
Yep.
It really is a pleasure. And once again, to echo Joe, thank you for us today. It's great to have you with us again. Our awesome players. Passion, it is the best way to round this off. Joe, perhaps?
We wouldn't dare do a happy hunting across multiple time zones. You'll see the lag, but we should do it. We should try it, right?
All right. Are you gonna? Do you want to give us a countdown?
ちょっと最後にどうしてもタイムラグ
What the fuck, man? We ain't getting no
が
beta.
発生すると思うんですけど、カウントダウンを
All right, ready? One more. 2, 1.
Happy hunting.
Yeah. Bye.
It's okay. I was hoping for a beta, but we didn't get one. Great. Now that was great, man. Hey, chat, man. If y'all ended up enjoying that, go and leave the video a like. Here's a link if you guys want to go back and watch it. I'll put it in the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat. Boom, boom, boom. And again, chat, at the top, pin comment. That's my YouTube channel. I'll be covering all Monster Hunter Wilds content on that channel. That's pinned comment on both YouTube and Twitch. Here is the link to the video if you guys want to go back and watch it without me. But I got to get out of here. I just wanted to cover that shit. I'll be uploading Monster Hunter Wilds content again on the pinned comment link. Just click on that link at the top, and you guys can go and subscribe to that channel and keep up with the news, because I'm going to be pumping that shit out. But thank you so much for hanging out with me for today's stream for Monster Hunter Wilds. I'll be streaming again later on today, probably playing more Zenless Zone 0 for my Gacha Andes up in here. But yeah, I got to get out, guys. Okay. Love y'all, man. Thank you again for hanging out.